So bear with me, guys. An alarm that my daughter must have set went off. We're picking up right where I left off. There's no delays. And I was talking about... What was I talking about? Now I can't remember. I don't know. I forgot. Because that totally distracted me. Whatever. Now I'm a little bit frustrated. I actually have to say I'm a little bit frustrated now that happened. You know what else happened? As I was out today picking up the money for the rental car from my sister. And my daughter Emily, she's the one that's going to be coming and staying for the week to watch the kids while I'm gone, texts me and says, "Can you tell or stop letting Riley call me? I'm out to dinner. Tell her I'll call her when I get home." And I was like, "What are you talking about? I'm not even at home." And she's like, "Well, how is she calling me if you have your phone?" And what it was until I get rid of some of those photos and the memory on my phone so I can free up the memory on the iPad, I've been letting Riley use it at the kitchen table to occupy herself, watching YouTube Kids and playing Nick Jr. games. And she decided, now that she knows that you can text message and make calls on the iPad, she was going to repeatedly call Emily over and over again because she misses her. The other day, I was like standing right next to her. I was at my computer desk and she was watching the iPad, and somebody called me and I went to answer it and they hung up. Well, it turns out they did not hang up. Riley was flicking the screen and hanging up on them so she could continue to watch her show, the little booger. Alright, I think that's good, guys. Alright. That really sucks that my alarm went off because this was going to be a fairly short video. And now it's not going. Well, it's still going to be a short video, but it's going to be in two parts. And a lot of people are going to think that it was a super long video or something, and it's really not. Alright, let me just clean some of this embossing powder off the mat. Doesn't matter how careful I think I am with that coffee filter, I always end up getting embossing powder all over my work surface. So yes, I plan on spending some of my time at the beach. I hope it's closer than 45 minutes. I got two conflicting things. I went on Google and put in my niece's address and asked for the directions to the closest beach, and it told me 4.3 miles. And when I texted her and asked her if there was a beach close to them, she said, yeah, 45 minutes away. So there's a big difference between 4.3 miles and 45 minutes. All right, so first we're gonna do the picked raspberry. I'm gonna use my makeup brushes. And I think we're gonna go with a big one this time and cover a large area all at once. I used the smaller one earlier, but I'm trying to save some time here. It's not just making them watchable for you guys, but because I'm hoping for 3 videos, but I'm guessing I'll probably only get 2 done. We'll see. Because I'm putting videos on my phone and keep them on there until I upload them, I'm trying to keep them as short as I can because they're going to take up space, and I definitely want to take some pictures of the baby, of my sister holding the baby, of the beach. I've never been to the ocean on that side that faces the Gulf before, so I'm pretty excited. I mean, probably all looks the same, but still, I'm excited to go. I love the way these brushes blend, and if you go over, I don't know if it does the same thing on the Nina, but on the bristle at least, if a spot looks too dark, you can keep blending at it, and it will eventually smooth out across the paper with the brush itself. that's a dark spot now, so I'm just going to try to brush it out across the paper. Oops. Even before I heat emboss this, my edges were curling up, and I don't know why. Excuse me. Yes, I'm sick again. I called the doctor 2 days ago for more Chantix so I can keep trying to quit smoking. I've noticed ever since I ran out of Chantix, I've wanted to smoke more. Probably about 2 weeks after I ran out, my wanting a cigarette increased like 100-fold. And I also was going to request an antibiotic, so I had it for the trip. They put me on hold and said they were going to have me talk to another nurse practitioner because my doctor wasn't there. I was on hold for a Frank Sinatra song 5 times, the same song 5 times in a row, and then it automatically went to general voicemail. So I left a message. I've been wiping these off because honestly I don't know what washing them is going to do to them, and I don't want to roughen them up, if that's even a word, roughen. It seems to be working pretty well. If I were to keep these to color families, I would probably have to get another set because there's a lot of small ones and not a lot of big ones. Anyway, and the doctor never called me back that day and never called me back yesterday. So I have no idea what's going on. All I know is I'm probably not going to have either of them in time for my trip unless there's some type of miracle. And they call them in before I even leave, but my pharmacy would have to be open for that, and I don't think they open till 9. I'm going to go in with the peacock feathers just around the edges. I'm going to try to not blend it in too much so it doesn't all turn purple. Because if you blend it in too much, it's definitely going to turn a shade of purple. But I don't want it to look splotchy either. So rather than blend it in so much it turns purple, I just add a little bit more of the peacock feathers to my brush and try blending the colors out so they aren't splotchy. Now that one side, it seems a little too thick. So I don't know if I want to go back in and try to balance it out or if I want to just leave it alone, because I do want some of the pink to show. I think I'm just going to leave it alone. It's a handmade card, guys. If somebody's looking for perfection, they're not even going to find one that's perfect. Even Hallmark has mistakes. I got so much to do. I make my kids a personal handmade gifts for myself every year. So I've been booking on trying to get most of those done so they're not still sitting here when I get back. 1, 2, 3, 4 of the girls wanted crocheted hats. They're really super cute. I'll have to show you guys on another video closer to Christmas. 2 of them wanted a hat with a pom-pom. 2 of them wanted the hat with the rubber band on the top so you could pull your ponytail or your messy bun through. And they're both cute, but I really think I'm going to make one of the pom-pom ones for myself also. That's my stepson. I have no idea what to make him. The boys are getting older. My son Brian, the one that just came back from the Ukraine, now he had asked me right before he went to the Ukraine if I could crochet him like a heavy winter blanket. So I had started to do one in Christmas colors, and then he got called to be in the Ukraine for a year, so I put it away. And now he's asking for it again now that he's back. So I am going to work on that. That's the one thing I'm bringing to Florida, and I'm going to work on that because I can work on it at the house. I can work on it at the hospital while we're waiting. And that's the only thing I'm bringing down with me, and hopefully I can get that done while I'm down there. Because a blanket is totally different from whipping up a hat in a day or however long, maybe an hour, depending on how long I work on it. See, that turned out, oh, look at, I don't know if you guys can see, I stamped out a snowflake there and forgot to put embossing powder on it. I thought I got them all. Oh well. So, but my son Jackson, the youngest, we're going to be taking his crib apart and turning it into a toddler bed. So I'm making him, I'm not going to make him the whole set right now, but I will eventually. But I'm just making the quilt, and it's going to be Mickey Mouse, Mickey and the Roadster Racers, which is one of the shows he loves, and alternated with squares of black and white checkered flag, like a race flag from a track. And I've got the front of that done, but I'm going to have to quilt it when I come back. But all the little stuff is going to be done when I leave, for the most part. So much to do. And then I have to cook like 2 meals this week, or this weekend, that are like meals that have leftovers. I'm making hamburger soup, making chili, and I'm going to make spaghetti with Italian sausage. And that should get them through until I get home. I went shopping to make sure that they had everything they would need for the week and the weekend, and that my fiance had everything that he needs for lunches and drinks at work. Trying to make I just finished making my packing list so I don't forget anything. And I'm going to have to pack this weekend. There's so much to do, guys. I'm so stressed. And then to have the little nitpicky arguments about whose money is being spent on my food is kind of aggravating. Sorry. It's probably stuff you guys don't want to hear. It's just venting. And Scott, oh my goodness, he'd kill me if he heard me. That's my ex. Dan's been working so hard this week. He picked up somebody he works with, went on vacation. And they're running a skeleton crew right now because they laid everybody off. So they needed people to pick up the hours, and he picked up all of them. So he's working 80 hours this week. So it doesn't help that he's coming home at 3 o'clock, going to sleep, waking up at 20 after 9 with enough time to shower. I get his lunch or dinner ready. He gets dressed, he leaves. He has to be to work at 11 to come home at 3 in the afternoon again. Tonight's his last night of doing it. But he wakes up grumpy. He wakes up tired. And it's not helping that this trip is coming up on Monday. So that's the topic of conversation every time he wakes up. Okay. Now we've got those both done. I'm going to take, definitely not that rag because I just put alcohol hand sanitizer on it, but I'm going to take a paper towel. Just wet a little corner of it, and probably you don't even need to wet it. I've seen it work both ways, but I'm just going to go over all of my embossed snowflakes, brighten them up a little bit. Let's see, what else have I not updated you guys about? Almost done Christmas shopping. I have my fiance and my stepson finished buying for, plus my older daughter's stocking. My older daughter and I, we used to be in a stocking exchange with the rest of my family. And then I stopped going to Christmas because it seemed to me like everybody was worried about what gifts they got, and not the fact that we were spending time together. So we started staying home on Christmas, and my older daughter and I, my oldest, said, well, why don't we switch stockings? And we're not talking like $1 or $2 items in a stocking. It's like I've seen this when I'm buying for other people. I've seen my stocking add up to over $125 total in the stocking. So my daughter and I do that every year now. Instead of, we kind of got excluded from the one at the main house because we weren't going to Christmas anymore. And I still have that to buy for. It's half done. Okay, so we're going to trim these down now, and I'm just going to use a regular white card base. And I'm going to make this, I'm going to trim equally off both sides though. So I'm going to make this 4 1/8. Maybe a little bit less. I hate it when that happens, when you're trying to cut it and it's just not lining up correctly. By 5 3/8. Alright, so we've got that one done. When I went out to pick up the rental car money today, I'm going to put double-sided tape on that to make sure it sticks to the card. I went to Bath and Body Works. I get my kids' bath sets every year for Christmas. The boys, I just got kits from Walmart, and I used to do that with the girls, but now they're getting older, so I splurge and buy them Bath and Body Works. I just buy like a body wash, and then whichever they prefer, either a body spray or a body lotion. And I wrap it with a loofah in a little basket, and that's the girls' bath sets. So I went and got that today. It's so hard not to spend money in that store, guys. The sale today was buy 2 get 1 free, buy 3 get 2 free. So I bought 3, got 2 free. Plus I had a coupon for $10 off of 30. And then I had a coupon for a free gift. So a $73 cart turned into $37. Saved a lot of money. Definitely saved a lot of money. Alright, I hate wasting tape, so I mean, I'm running out of places to put it because when I put it down, people take off with it. Speaking of which, I know I'm going off subject here. Remember I told you guys I made these? My son stole these off my desk while I was out yesterday and shoved them down the heating vent in the kitchen, so now the centers of them are missing and I have to make new ones. So that's what happens when you tell your kids, watch your little brother, and they feel like they don't have to watch their little brother. Or they're telling the other sibling, no, you watch them. Gotta love kids. Alright, so we're going to put this down on the card base. I'm trying to think if there's any other stories I can tell you guys, because there's not too much to explain about this card. The other card with the Believe had some May. Is it May that's the purple crystals? No, June. June Studio Katia crystals on it. I think I put 5 of them on there to offset the shaded lilac, and it looked really pretty. So we'll see what we have to put on this one. Now that bending's going to irritate me because it's going to be harder to place it evenly on the card base. That don't look bad. Okay. So now this piece, I used craft fun foam on the back of the last one, but I'm going to use foam tape on this one just so I don't have to wait for the glue to sit. And I use this stuff, this U-line tape. I think Mary uses the same kind. If it's not the same kind, it's the same price point. I think for this one, I only paid $9. And it's 36 yards. It's a little bit thinner. Like the thickness of it is a tiny bit thinner than the Scotch 3M foam tape. But I'm fine with that. It does not bother me in the least because I could double it up and go through twice as much foam tape as the Scotch, and it would still be cheaper to buy another roll than it would to just have that one roll of Scotch. Oh, my back is killing me. So I'm going to place this before we put our word piece on there, because the only really thing we're doing is gluing, we're not stamping. So I'm good with that. Alright, we're going to go with this way, and I'm just going to center it as best I can. Alright, now you guys may remember a while back, I made this alcohol ink. I think it was when we did the lift ink kit, and I put foil on one of those inked panels, and it's been sitting on my desk because it was so pretty. I knew I'd use it for something. And as a matter of fact, I still have one tiny scrap of it left, so let me show you. It was part of this. So I cut out the word piece, and that's where my color scheme for this one came from. Now we're just going to decide where the letters are going to go. I do have ideas for a couple more cards for videos to set up before I leave. So hopefully you guys will get 3 videos. It just depends on how much I can get done this weekend. You know, with my cooking and picking up the car rental and everything else. Alright, so the letters are definitely going to fit. I'm just trying to place them, trying to figure out where to place them to try to cover up that non-embossed snowflake. I'm trying to use, I don't have a T-square, so I am trying to use the Tim Holtz ruler that came with this, well, didn't come with it, but it goes with this glass mat to try and line up my letters correctly. You know, maybe this would be better if I did it like this. I want to make sure they stay inside that dotted edge from the stackable rectangle dies. See, this is where editing would come in handy, because who the heck wants to watch me place letters for God knows how long? You know? This is that part where you're all going to fast forward to the finished product. And I do not blame you one bit. Now let's try to move these in a little bit more and move that end E in a little. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to figure out where the best placement is. For some reason, when I'm really concentrating like this, it is super hard for me to talk and do it at the same time. Alright, so I'm pretty sure I've got those all exactly where I want to put them, and we're not going to take any chances with the, I was going to use my 2-way glue pen, but we're not taking any chances. So I'm going to use my multimedia mat, and I'm going to start with my E. And then I'm going to go down to my P and glue that in, because I know for sure where I want those two to go. And then that way we can kind of follow suit with evening out the letters in the middle. Alright, that little guy's got glue on him. I just don't want to try not to get glue all over my tweezers, but all right. Next, so what are you guys doing for Christmas? I know you can't answer me right now, but you can put it in the comments. Like I said, we used to go to my aunt's every year, and the whole family would be there, and we would all bring something so we could have brunch. And we would have the kids open their presents, and we had we would draw names. So if you had 2 adults in your family, you drew 2 adults. If you also had 8 kids, like I did, you would draw 8 kids to buy presents for that didn't belong to you. And like I said, eventually it just all became about the money and how much people were spending, etc. But we used to have fun. But it sucked because I would have to wake my kids up on Christmas morning, make them come down, open their presents. I'd be driving around at 6 in the morning looking for a Tim Hortons that was open for hot chocolate. We'd rush, we'd open the presents, they'd play with them for a couple minutes, then we'd all start getting dressed to go to my aunt's, and then we'd come home, and we'd clean up the house. Oh, plus we had 2 or 3 kids that would get switched to other parents. So my stepson would go to his mom's, and my first 3 kids would go to my ex's house. All kinds of traveling. Then we'd rush home and clean it up and make dinner. And then whoever was coming over for dinner was coming over. I mean, it was always hectic, but these past few years, we have started staying home. And actually, a couple years ago, his mom came to dinner with her boyfriend, and I made them wear pajamas. I told them we were at home all day for Christmas. We were staying in our pajamas. I think she really hated me for that, guys. Honestly. We don't even speak. She doesn't like me. We don't speak. She doesn't see the kids right now either. That's on my husband, my fiance, not on me. She doesn't treat the kids equally, so. Wow, when I'm chattering away with you guys, trying to keep from being absolutely silent, I just blabber. It's like I'm telling the whole world's business. And probably stuff you guys do not care about. Might as well call me the drama channel. Holy cow. Now, I didn't intend on it taking this long to glue down, but I didn't think about it because that believe, that was all one piece. And that word believe, I also popped that up on 2 layers of regular white cardstock, and then the top layer that was distressed in, or it was inked up in the shade of lilac distress oxide. So I was trying to follow the color scheme with that one also. Okay, last letter to place, and then we can put some gems on and call her good. I'm not going to put the sentiment in. I probably do something like May the Joys of the Season. There's one in this set that the Snowflakes came in that kind of says something like that. Let me see. You're going to see my head for a minute, guys. Might have to move that C down a little bit. Oh, too late. It's stuck now, so I guess we're going to have to deal with a little crooked. Let's see. May the simple joys of the season be yours. I'll probably put that in the center. Okay. I really like the way this turned out, guys. That is a beautiful card. Awesome. And I think we'll see how they look, but I think we might go with these blue ones, these new blue ones I have. We'll see how they look on there. like the blue, guys. Let's see how the clear blue ones look. I mean, there is some blue over there. No, I don't like it. Let's see how the clear looks. Or maybe just go with the light purple again. Let's try the light purple. That at least matches the ends. Where, look at that, those ends, it eventually turns all purple anyway. Alright, with this one we're going to stick with the clear ones. Well, they're purple, but they're clear purple. You can see through them. Alright, so I hope you guys let me know how you like this card. I may not comment right away because, like I said, I'm going to be gone. But I definitely want to know what you guys think of the first one, the one that I did before I went on camera, and then this one right here, and which one's your favorite. Let me know which one's your favorite. So I took some advice from Mary Polanco. At first I tried telling her that when my sticky jewel picker-upper, whatever you want to call it, stopped being sticky, that the directions had told me to sand it off. Well, let me tell you guys, lightly sanding it does not work, because as soon as you lightly sand that tiny end, you're seeing the metal. I mean, there's no way around it. So then I tried washing it like you would the back of your pop socket if you were switching it to a different phone. And that seemed to work for a little while. And now it seems like no matter how many times I wash it, it's not sticky anymore. So I went and got some poster putty from Dollar Tree like Mary suggested on her channel. And man, does that stuff work. Works really well. It works so well that I can't put the jewel down even after the glue's on it. Go. Okay, guys, I'll give you a look. Okay, so here's the first one. Totally different color scheme, but they both turned out super pretty. This one's definitely my favorite, though. I don't know if you can see the colors of those crystals, but they are light purple. Alright guys, so I'm going to cut this video now because this one's at 33 minutes and technically there's a beginning of this video before this. So I will see you guys soon. You will have another pre-recorded video to watch this week while I'm gone, and I might send a couple pictures. I know people requested pictures. If somebody could tell me how you take a picture or a selfie on YouTube and post it, that would be great, because I've never seen that option. If you can just tell me where to look for it. And I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, although the weekend will be done and over with by the time you watch this video. If you like what you see, subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you can be a part of the giveaways. There's at least one a month, and hopefully there's a bonus giveaway coming up closer to Christmas. So stay tuned. Don't forget to tell me which video or which card was your favorite, and what you do on Christmas, how you celebrate with your family. I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great night. Have a great week. Bye-bye.